a government contract.
Well, what's your inside intel or your gut if you don't have the inside intel? Is this a big theater with Assange, or are they burning him for the theater?
It's a theater operation, partly entertaining, partly lulling, partly testing systems, testing public reaction. Are we going to get traction out of cyber threats or not? Will this work or not? Because so far, you know, they've not actually caused any harm. That's why they haven't been charged.
Yeah, this is the beta testing. Now they're going to start releasing even more.
That's right. And then there'll be some lives lost, or something will happen. Because don't forget, these are cheap operations to run. And so somewhere, because this is still a fictional war, it's not a real war. It's a cyber war, which is all imaginary. And
well, let me ask you this:
it becomes really harmful, we'll see, because the law will be ready.
What is your idea, John Young from Cryptome.org, the original WikiLeaker? What is your view, your idea, and I should have you back for a full hour soon. This is incredible. What is, I want liberty, I want freedom, I want my private property, I don't want to be a slave. I would imagine that's your view. You know, I don't want to be part of an empire. I don't want to support all these wars in my name. So that's my view. I know I'm a good guy, but I know in ways I've been used as well, because this is such a complex world. And you can't be looking at everything at every time, so nobody's perfect. But I know I'm good, and I know I want to do good. I mean, what should I be doing from your view, and what should you be doing to somehow stop this from being used to start curtailing our speech, and then the globalists, they'll still be able to do what they want? Well, it's what I was told as a kid. Trust no one but yourself, and warn people not to trust you. So we say on Cryptome, do not trust us. Through our ignorance, we may deceive you or betray you. Do not trust anyone who speaks with the voice of authority. And do not trust anyone who sells you protection. Do not trust anyone who sells you trust. Because their own ignorance and venality will betray you. And so that WikiLeaks will betray Bradley Manning because they've got a million reasons to do so. Well, there was a WikiLeaker that did rat him out. Well, we actually don't know what happened. I'll just say, watching all this with considerable interest, it's still not clear what happened. All we have are various kinds of fairy tales in the media. We haven't seen much evidence. We've got a lot of talk of people who are well-known liars, and most hackers are liars because that's how they social engineer. Most people on the internet lie. I lie. Are you hearing me? I lie. I'm lying to you right now. Keep that in mind. Everyone's got their agenda, hackers. Well, when you say you lie, what you've put out little disinfo involving where you live or your name. I mean, you don't lie about the overall truths. I mean, are you saying you lie as like you take the address numbers off your apartment door? No, I lie through ignorance, that I don't know any better, and will not admit it. I'll pretend that I've got access to truth by the tail, and I'm delivering it to you. And so that the reason I'm lying is because I don't know how else to convey what I'm doing in an honest way. We need to work on that. Everyone exaggerates. You know what? No one is perfect, and I think to second guess yourself, I mean, I'm not delivering pure truth, so I'm lying to you. I think it's, if you consciously try to dead reckon as best you can, I think Veritas, the proof of Veritas is, on the balance, does 80+% of what you talk about come true, or 90%? Or does, everything you do turn out to be wrong? And I watch mainstream media, they're lying on purpose. We're here trying to tell the truth. We get some things wrong, but I mean, I know there's good people, John. I mean, my whole issue is, I think part of getting into this whole world that you've been part of so long is that you're so in with all these other snakes that then it starts blinding you to the fact that there are a lot of good people. Well, and it turns out one of the best things is to get out of your bunker and meet all these other people. So I'll say the best thing about Cryptome is how many people I've met, how many different views I would never have known had I not opened myself up to other people's viewpoints. So when I say I lie, is that the only counter to lying is to have discourse with other people and stop preaching at them. And listen to them closely. Let them attack you. And don't be afraid of that, because it's the only way we're going to get out of because, we're taught by education to mislead people in our own... Yeah, we've got to stop being passive. We've got to stop being afraid. We've got to stop conforming. That's right. We've got to be individuals. I mean, that is the biggest solution overall. And we've got to be willing... The internet is great for that. Pardon me? And the internet is great for that. And we've got to be willing to go through pain, folks. That's right. That's right. Break your bones.
Well, yeah, the best things in life come from breaking your own bones. I certainly understand what you're saying there. No, it's true.
Going to a bar and saying that, though, or someone will accommodate you.
Well, I'm not into that anymore, but I'd let them try it to accommodate. I'll accommodate them.
Alex, I grew up in Odessa, where bones are broken every night for fun.
Same here. I grew up, same thing, Texas.
Yeah.
Up where I came from in Dallas, it was people going to the hospital every weekend. I love living in Austin. It's not like that. It was crazy.
That was a argument that I've gradually moved away from.
No, believe me, I've certainly moved away from it as well. I've probably got a lot fewer brain cells, and now I'm a little bit older, and it hurts where I got a compound fracture. It hurts where I broke my hand over and over again. Now, I want to get you back very, very soon, but in 30 seconds, John Young, you're saying big bombshells coming soon?
Yep. Because that's the pattern. Every one that WikiLeaks has put out has been followed by another one somewhat more shocking. And this is, as you know, this is a well-known technique boxers use. They slowly build up and just started overwhelming you with unexpected, greater attacks.
Are there any other big tidbits that you can give us today?
Yeah, I think they're going to come out with some bank stuff. I think they're going to come out.
Tell you what, stay there. I've got another guest coming up. We're going to push him back 5 minutes. I want you to talk about what you see coming up next. Then we're going to get our next guest on. We're holding 5 minutes for the next hour. We'll get Lord Monckton on 8 after. Finishing up with the original WikiLeaker, the cipher, punk insider, Krypton's lead individual, John Young. We got about 4 minutes left with you, John, and obviously we appreciate you coming on. I've seen invaluable information come out that we know that Microsoft and Yahoo don't like, how they just spy and steal everything, basically, and sell it to the government. That was in Wired Magazine now last week. The fact is we live in a system where the law is being broken by the government every millisecond. But you've been covering this stuff for decades, and it's invaluable. In closing, what are your sources telling you is coming out next? What do you see happening? Any other key tidbits?
Yep, here it is. Here's a list. And it may offend some of your listeners. Here are the sacred cows as they come out. Files on weapons of mass destruction, nuclear, biological, chemical, and radiological. Files on global WMD research laboratories and the status of research stocks. War plans of all nations, for and against one another. Reports and training literature on black prisons and torture chambers, held by and shared among the world's military and spy agencies. Files of clandestine spy agencies and their operatives. Files on human rights abuses, for example, the secret Red Cross reports on the world's prisons. Files of billionaire political meddlers. Files of the major banks and their attorneys, and most crucially, files of all the nation's tax agencies, the one key thing that keeps governments going.
Unbelievable.
Finally, and here's one that I think is probably maybe the model for all of us. What I call the crown jewels of secret information are the 2,000-year history of the Vatican's meddling in the world's governments and working with the most evil empires the earth has ever seen. Second to that is the Islamic version of those files.
Wow. Now let's go back to this Vatican situation. We know the Vatican was involved. That's open intelligence, founding the euro. We know it loves to hide itself. We know that now Lord Blackheath and others are talking about a Foundation X, richer than any government, on earth. I mean, more and more stuff that was so secretive that we'd talk about 15, 20 years ago, 30, 40 years ago, it's now coming out. And it all points towards an overall attack on the Internet, using the Internet to cause such havoc that it rushes the world towards some type of collapse. I mean, but briefly, go back to the Vatican here. That's incredible. I mean, specifically from insiders at WikiLeaks, you're an insider. You're saying that you've been told Vatican dirt's about to come out.
Well, I'm saying that all the world's spy agencies are based on Vatican techniques and skills. They are the keeper of secrets beyond all others. They are the spy beyond all others.
That's what Hitler said. He said it was the Jesuit model.
Well, but there was stuff before the Jesuits, because it's older than that. And so the Jesuits is almost a popular version of what they actually do. So what they do and have in their files is what we want to see, not these popular versions that we see in novels and so forth, is that we need to see the files, i.e. I'm a believer in documents, not in fairy tales. And that's why we need to see the files of the national tax agencies, not their PR shit. And so
And taxation derives from the Vatican, or Vatican-like operations. It's how you extort money from the people, with scaring them and offering salvation. And so that's what's coming.
Okay, in order, in closing, in the order you went is when this is going to be coming out, or is it a mix and match?
Well, according to WikiLeaks, the next one will be they claim they got a hard disk from a major bank. Some people are saying it's Bank of America. Now, there are a lot of these hard disks floating around because banks use these as sting operations, as does FBI. So WikiLeaks is not sure they got a real one, but they say they've got one, and they've been trying to authenticate it. And since banks are a popular target now, that's probably something like that will come out. But don't forget, they always hit us with a bombshell we didn't expect, so it could be a ploy. It's possible that something will come out of, say, like the Clinton Foundation or something, they're very astute picking something that will be popular.
All right.
That's why they played the anti-American card, because that's very popular outside the U.S.
John, I want to get you on the Sunday show to do a full hour if we can. We've had to, I understand, this is a big syndicated show. I've had to delay you twice. I don't care if you use, mild cuss words, but we have to delay those out. So hopefully, I want to thank you for coming on, but hopefully I can get you on the Sunday show and have you on, and you can just use the acronym, baloney. But thank you so much coming on from cryptome.org. Amazing information there on the site, and I look forward to talking to you in the near future. I'm going to have my producer call you in about 5 minutes to see if I can get you on for a full hour coming up Sunday to really go over the bombshells you just dropped on us. Thank you.
Take care, Alex.
All right, there he goes, ladies and gentlemen. Whew, wow, that'll make your head hurt. Because it makes you think. It's so many things going on, so many things happening.